Welcome. This shorter series will aim to strengthen the muscles around the hips and will culminate in some balancing fun. You'll need a yoga strap or a belt and a ball or something that you can put between the legs and squeeze later. So we'll begin standing and just taking a moment to spread the toes wide, feel the feet into the floor, and just let the eyes close for a moment. And just notice the sensation around the hips. It doesn't need to be anything specific, but feeling maybe if it feels like there's space in the hips or if it feels like there's shortening at the front. Maybe it doesn't feel like anything, it's kind of a numb or blind spot. And then just remembering the sensation in the hips so we can compare to after this short series. And just starting by relaxing the chin towards the chest and slowly rounding forward for a moment. And again, keeping your mind with how the legs are feeling, how the hips are feeling, even how the back feels. Bending the knees at any time if it feels better for you. Just one deep breath. Easy exhale through the mouth. And then pushing a little bit the feet into the floor. With bent knees, we'll roll back up to standing. Little lift in low abdominals. And letting the torso get lighter and lighter as you float up. And then we'll take the hands onto the hips. So we're going to do a few flat backs. With the feet in parallel, toes spread wide, soft in the knees, so we're not locked at the back of the knees. As you exhale, a little bit of abdominal lift. We're tipping forward like someone is pulling the hips back. And stay for your inhale. And as you exhale, coming back to standing. Inhaling, prepare, feeling length, feet down, head up, and exhaling, tipping forward. So maybe you're here, maybe you can get parallel to the floor, as long as you don't bring the spine up towards the ceiling, but it just stays long. We're happy. Waiting for your exhale to push the feet down, abdominals in to come to standing. And let's just do this one more time, exhaling to pitch forward, feeling the feet into the floor, length through the back of the legs, nice deep crease at the front of the hips. Inhaling and then exhaling to come back to standing. And then again with the feet in parallel, relaxing the chin towards the chest and rounding forward. Letting the arms drip off of the back. Once you're as far forward as feels comfortable, bending the knees, slowly coming up to standing again, just getting the spine a little bit warm. And once you're standing again, palms face the wall behind us. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling to press the arms back behind you. Inhaling up and exhaling back. One more time. Inhaling as you exhale, arms down by the hips. Immediately chin drops and we find our way down to the floor again. Rolling down, bending over the legs. One deep breath. And then we'll make our way to laying down on the mat. And you can take your yoga strap or belt, anything that you can use to pull that won't stretch. And right away we'll take the belt in the left or on the arch of the left foot. And just finding a place where it feels comfortable to hold the strap. And we'll stretch this right leg long. So most importantly, we want this leg straight. It can be down here, it can be towards the ceiling. If there's tension behind the knee, then you'll always bend the knee a little bit. This leg is active. The right leg is active as well, so both feet flexed. And notice for a moment the left leg bone sitting heavy in the hip joint. So there's some weight into the mat from the back of both sides of the pelvis. And then taking the strap into the right hand, left arm can open. We're going to move the left leg across the body and see how far it can go, coming back towards the ceiling and then switching sides. Take the right hand onto the right hip. We're opening the leg out to the side as far as you can go. So maybe the leg can touch the floor. Maybe it stays a bit off. We want this right hip grounding down and then coming back to center. 2 more times each way, crossing the left leg across, thinking of leg bone heavy in the hip joint. Noticing the sensation through the leg, coming back to center. You're still gently pulling in with the strap. And then right hand on the right hip, grounding through that side as you open the leg out to the side. And then just one more time each way, and just breathing as it feels nice. So we just make a little bit of space for the leg before we work the muscles. Right foot is still flexed. And last time out to the left, keeping that right hip down. And then coming back to center. Before we do the other side, just stretching the legs long and noticing the difference between the legs. And then taking the strap in the arch of the right foot, taking a moment to see how this side feels. Connecting to this idea of the right leg bone dropping into the hip joint, noticing the weight into the back of the pelvis into the floor. And then flexing both feet, so both legs active. Taking the strap into the left hand. Right arm can relax down and crossing the right leg over to the left. Keeping that leg bone plugged in. And just seeing how far the leg wants to go. Should feel pleasantly and comfortable. A nice stretch. Left hand on the left hip as you open the leg to the right. Keep pulling in with the right leg, with the right arms. So the leg feels really supported. Coming back to center and passing to the left hand. Right arm relaxes down. Getting a nice opening through the side of the left leg. Both feet still flexed, coming back to center, passing the strap to the right, pulling with the arms the right leg towards you, left hip stays grounded, opening that leg to the side, feeling that nice stretch, and coming back to center. So last time each way, crossing over, neck relaxed. We've got all of this time to deepen our inhale, as if you could send the breath down into the pelvis, down into the legs. And last time, opening out to the side. And bringing the leg back to center, bending the knee. We can put the strap to the side now. And stretching the legs long, maybe also reaching arms over the head and giving the body a little pull. If you have something to put between the knees. We'll put it there now. Arms relaxed down by the hips, feeling the active breath. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, belt around the waist. So engaging the abdominals now. And as you exhale the next time, right away, squeezing the ball between the knees. Inhaling to relax the legs and exhaling to squeeze. Keeping your neutral spine as you squeeze the inner thighs. Shoulders relaxed, arms heavy. And notice if you can feel the connection from effort in the inner thigh up through pelvic floor into low abdominals. Exhaling, squeeze. You can start to squeeze more now. Keeping the bum soft, not letting the pelvis tip. 2 more times. Exhaling to squeeze. Inhaling, relax. And then last 1. From here, we'll already take this ball as well to the side. Pelvis stays fixed. We move into some foot floats. So as you exhale slowly, slow as possible, peeling this left foot off of the floor. And by left, I mean right. Inhaling down. It doesn't matter. We'll switch sides. Exhaling, heel slowly comes up, keeping balanced on the back of the pelvis. And taking care. So we could go fast and just pick one foot up, but then we're not connected to the breath. It can be quite deep effort if we think about abdominals picking up the foot. Exhaling up and noticing for yourself how you can lift one foot and the pelvis doesn't need to change. Low back doesn't need to change. We're doing this again later and it will be a bit more tricky then. Exhaling one foot up, inhaling down, easy ribs. Last time. So when you're even left and right, we go straight into exhaling the right knee all the way up, shin hanging. And then as you exhale, adding the left leg. So both knees up, thigh bones heavy in the hip joints, shins can come to 90 degrees. Let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, right leg long on the diagonal. Inhaling the leg back, exhaling left leg long, inhaling back, and continuing to alternate sides. So you find a diagonal that feels good for you. Just warming up abdominals a little bit. Noticing our neutral spine. We're adding that both arms start to move back behind you. So as you exhale, one leg long, both arms back. Inhaling to come back to center. Exhaling long. Inhaling back. And just a few more times, giving yourself the chance to enjoy the inhale, filling up the belly, filling up the back and side of the ribs, noticing how much the legs are working and how much they actually need to be working now. So not putting any extra effort in the legs. Last one each side. Exhaling long, feeling that space through the body. Inhale, keep that space as you come back. Exhaling out, last time. Inhaling legs in. You can relax them all the way in towards the chest. Easy breath for a moment. And then coming back with one foot down at a time. If it's still nearby, we can take this ball again between the knees. We're going to move into some bridging now. Inhaling to prepare, exhaling again, squeezing the ball, scooping the pelvis for the first time, noticing the tailbone pulling long, pushing the feet into the floor, rolling up with the hips. Stay as you inhale, notice the neck is free. And exhaling to roll back down. And let's do 2 more times like this. So just reminding the body how this bridging feels. Inner thighs active, pressing from the backs of the thighs to come up. Inhaling, stay. And then exhaling. Can you keep the neck free, chest open, as you articulate down through the spine, rolling to neutral at the very end of the inhale. And then last time, we're staying up already with the hips, so finding a height with the hips that you can maintain for a while. And now we're doing our foot floats again, so you'll keep the ball between the knees, squeezing. Inhale, prepare. As you exhale, peel the right heel up. Notice how more weight goes into the left leg. Continue moving the right foot so the toes just come off of the floor. So the left leg is really working here. Inhaling the foot down. Exhale, switch to the left side, squeezing the ball. The most exciting moment is when that heel comes up, the weight goes into the right foot, and then maybe we can get the left toes all the way off of the floor. Inhaling down, and continue switching sides. So it's a lot of effort, but the shoulder and neck are not in charge, keeping them soft. Feeling the work in the back of the thigh. The bum is also supporting. Exhaling, abdominals in. You keep your scoop. Letting the heel float up, ball of the foot, toe. Inhaling down. Let's meet eventually with the right foot up. So at least the heel is up. If the toes can also can come up, you'll stay with the toes up. And see if it's helpful to think of the left half of the bum squeezing a bit towards the center, if that helps you feel more stable. And then inhaling the foot down. Exhaling, left heel comes up. Maybe also ball of the foot and toes. And again, see if it feels helpful to think of that right side of the bum pulling a bit towards the center of the body. If that's helpful, you keep it. If it's not, ignore. We do 2 more times each side. If you get a cramp in the back of the thigh, you just come down and give the leg a little shake. Thinking as you exhale of the tailbone reaching long. Shoulders and neck free. We have to keep reminding them because they are used to helping when we don't want them. And then last time, noticing the support as well from low abdominals. So when this foot is down, finally we can roll down through the spine and then letting the ball go to the side again, stretching the legs long and little shake of the legs. We'll take a nice stretch later. We keep going for now. So you can line yourself up on the side, the right side of the body. We want hips and shoulders in one line. And then with the knees bent, to start, find a comfortable place where the head can relax. Notice that we can keep a lift in the underside of the torso. So I'm not totally relaxed here. I'm thinking about lengthening the underside, so my right side, and then I can find my hips stacked. We're going to keep the knees where they are and stretch the shins out in front. So as you exhale, this top leg is going to float just to hip height, abdominals in, and then inhaling the leg down. 3 more times. Can you feel that as the leg comes up, the pelvis stays stacked? So it means that as you exhale, leg comes up, and we don't get any extra crinkles in our t-shirt. We keep the space from the bottom of the ribs to the top of the hips. And let's do one more time like this. And then from here, as you exhale, you come up one more time and then you stay. So this leg is going to start making some taps. So you're going to let it come in front and tap down, and then it can come up and tap back, and then up and tap down, and then up and tap back. So this is the idea. It should start to get warm around the hip. This top arm is here to support you. And we can start to move a bit bigger and faster. So when you tap down, like you don't want to make a noise. So just picking and then coming up and keep the breath going. So if we can do 4 more times each side, going up as high as you can to tap down, up and down, last few. Notice the sensation around the hip again, and then let the leg relax down. You can give yourself a little massage here. And then we'll come right away onto the other side. So just swinging around. And then lining up shoulders and hips, one long line. Starting for a moment with the knees bent, feeling that lift now on the left side. So we want the pelvis stacked, and you keep that sense of support. Knees stay, shins extend, and then exhaling, just this top leg is coming up, inhaling down, exhaling up, and inhaling down. And seeing again that we have the ability to move the leg bone, but the pelvis stays. So it's not coming together. You keep the space. 3 more times. Abdominals draw in as the leg comes up. And then last one. We just need to take 1 more time and then keep the leg up, forward, and tapping down, up, and tapping back. And just a few times a bit smaller. So there's going to be a little bit of movement now in the hips, but we try to keep it as small as possible. And then you can start to make the movement bigger and a bit faster, stabilizing with that front arm. Breath is just moving. So challenging yourself to lift the leg as much as you can. And again, 4 more times. When the toes tap down, like you don't want them to make a noise. Just a little tap and then up. And then last one each way. And then relaxing the leg down, little massage around the hip. So we're coming into downward dog before we come back to standing. So setting up on all 4s and then tucking the toes under and sending the hips up. So hands are pressing down, arm bones plugged into the shoulder joint, wide upper back. And then the hips go high, 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 ribs hug in, heels reach towards the floor. 1 deep breath. And then you can walk the hands in towards the feet. So you're in your forward bend again. And 1 deep breath. Here, bending the knees a little bit. We slowly make our way back to standing, feeling the feet pressing down, abdominals drawing in, and noticing the lightness through the shoulders and neck. So when you're standing, just giving the shoulders a little shake. We're taking the arms behind the back, so now comes our balancing fun. If you can grab the opposite elbow, that's great. Somewhere where we don't have the chance to cheat by gripping in our shoulders. And then we're going to let the left foot come out in front. And thinking back to the bridging, can we feel the right side bum squeezing in just a teeny bit? So it's not round here, but imagining it more flat. And then the breath is going to be continuous. We're going to need a lift in abdominals, and we're going to start tapping front, side, and back. So the left leg is moving a lot, but the important side is the right side. So you're feeling this support around the right hip. If you're feeling more the calf or shin, maybe you're pressing back in the knee. Keep it a little bit soft so you can feel the foot pressing down, right side bum squeezing in. And the goal is not to be a statue here, so it's okay that it's wobbly. We're challenging our balance, so don't stay too safe. And noticing maybe the effort getting more and more in that right outer hip. And let's try for 2 more times all the way around. Noticing that space through the top of the head. And then bringing the leg in, letting the shoulders relax for a second. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Starting slow. So the right toe out in front, taking a moment to feel that energy of left bum squeezing in. And then starting slow to tap side, up, back, up. And noticing what the support is like on this left side. Again, if you're pressing back behind the knee, bend the knee a little bit so we don't want to lock in the leg. And picking up the speed if you can. So you're trying to keep an awareness of your length. So where is the bottom of the foot? Where is the top of the head? Can you imagine a lift through both ends of the body as you feel left side bum squeezing in? And 2 more times around. Again, not trying to stay too safe. And last time, and then letting the right leg come in. We're going to lay down on the back right away and take a little stretch. If you have a cushion for behind the head, it might just feel nice. It's not totally necessary. So left ankle across the right knee, left hand between the legs, right arm around, and we hug the right knee in towards the chest. 4 deep breaths. We want to stretch in the left outer hip and bum here, where you felt the effort a moment ago. If you need more of a stretch, gently pressing that left knee out to the side and noticing the weight through the tailbone. As you exhale the next time, uncrossing the legs, thighs have a little shake, and then right ankle across, right hand between the legs, left hand around, and hugging that left knee in towards the chest. Deep breath. Easy. Exhale through the mouth. For more of a stretch, gently pushing that right knee to the side. And noticing the softness through the neck and face. 2 more deep breaths. As if you could breathe into that hip, into that right hip side bum. And then uncrossing the legs, little shake of the legs. And then coming into the forward bend one more time. And let's bend the knees right away. Push the feet into the floor and slowly come up to standing abdominals, supporting. Letting the shoulders fall back and down, and then letting the eyes close for a moment. And noticing the sensation around the hips. So it might feel a little bit tired, like it's been working, but it should feel also like there's more support from the legs into the pelvis. Maybe even that you feel a bit taller. So you're all set for the day. Thanks for joining me.